back to another episode of Tyman On Tap. And as they like to say in this industry, if it's Thursday, it's Tyman On Tap. With us, we have our guest host, our little co-host. We got
Harold Bigsby in the house once again.
And we got
Vinny Gagnetti over here, holding a bust of David, it looks like.
We're keeping it classy today.
Who's keeping it classy?
We're classing up the set.
This is class. This is a class act today.
It is. You're over it.
He's over it. He's over the moon about another episode of this show. And I'm flipping and skipping for it. So, what do you want to tell us about today, Joe?
So, I want to tell everybody to call in at 203
265
You got this.
6310.
I want to do it. At some point, we're going to have all three of us just keep passing it along.
Here, let me have a turn.
Not that. We're not passing that on.
That's the one.
Joe Tyman, what are you going to tell us today?
First things first, Raspberry Pi.
Raspberry Pi? What about it?
Do you know what the Raspberry Pi is?
No, I don't.
No. It is something that these people over in England came up with. That's a small little circuit board, ARM chip computer type of thing. It's really cheap. The thing's like $75, maybe $150 the most. It has your basic connections, your Wi-Fi, your sound out, your your USB port, your HDMI port. But the most exciting thing to come out about this is that they ported Chromium, Google's OS, to it. So now it has a real small device with a real, I don't want to say powerful, but a strong enough OS.
That's the most exciting thing about it?
Well, I mean, there's plenty of applications that you can do with a small $100 computer that runs a full OS on it.
You could easily find where they actually have Raspberry Pi. In Wallingford, for instance.
Yeah.
It is the summer. It's prime pie time.
Yeah, could you check Yelp to figure out where the best cakery is? Or patisserie?
Pie House?
Pie House, the International House of Pies on Center Street in Wallingford. It's a great place to go.
Is that a real place?
Oh, yeah.
You serious?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's
No,
on,
that's not real.
Give me an address.
Yeah, what's the address of this pie house?
What's
If
it?
I go
Is
to
it
this
next
pie
to
house before
Jake's?
the show is over, I'll go and get a piece of pie.
1500
1500?
What?
Center Street.
1500 Center Street? I don't think it goes up to that
We're going to
number.
confirm this during the break.
Might be
Yeah,
East
we'll find
Center,
out. We'll
but
find
it's
out.
the same thing.
You're a liar.
All right. So that's all that there is about the Raspberry Pi is that there's like now a cheap computer.
It's got a
that
great
people are
operating
gonna be-
system.
Well, no,
This is going to be like that that whole hacker thing, like in the '80s when the payphone banks, everyone loved the payphone banks, and they would just jack into the payphone banks and they'd steal the bank information
All the top secret stuff.
and they'd head right out.
Now they just
Because-
scam people's email.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, what this is doing is that we're at the point in history where computers are so cheap. Like, they're just everywhere. They're so
I don't know about
cheap.
that.
What?
I don't know about that. They're pretty expensive.
You still
Not really, compared to what
They're not
Compared to what they used to be.
$1,500 starting price anymore.
Yeah, but they're still expensive.
There's-
Just because they're not as expensive as
you
they
can
were
buy
before.
one for dirt cheap, but this
Dirt
Raspberry,
cheap, it's like
Hold on,
$600.
let me ask you this: does the Raspberry come with a keyboard and a monitor?
it has a USB port, so you can plug your keyboard in.
Is that
Okay, so you
FireWire?
need to make sure that you buy that peripheral, that keyboard. You
I'm
gotta
sorry.
get that.
I'm sorry. A peripheral that everybody has in their home already. It's a $35
Everybody
computer.
Everybody has a USB keyboard. Some people have that other like analog adapter.
Joe's audio is low, everybody.
No, he's telling me to
No.
quiet down.
Yeah.
It's the opposite. Usually when they go like this, it means talk louder. When they go like this, it
Then
means...
this is it.
Are we all overboard? Oh man, we're.
Can't we turn it down in the back?
No, stop talking to him. Talk about your raspberries.
No, we'll keep the volume the same.
But you guys can't see the practical purpose of having a cheap... Actually, I looked it up. The computer is $35. It's a little
You've
server
said that a
board,
couple times.
But I verified it. I got my stats on this thing, which is much more expensive than a $35 computer. What was it? Your hands...
Just keep going. Just roll with it, Joe.
Yeah, we got this.
Those lights are really bright.
Come on.
But
We're gonna reel you
it's-
in.
But it's great because you could put a computer at every desk in every school for cheaper than they probably spend on toilet paper. For
Or
that school
smart
year.
boards, for that matter.
Yeah.
They spend a good couple thousand on a smart board for a classroom. Now everyone could have their own individual interactive device.
And you can have it on your computer. You can put it on your, like, you can do so much with it. You know, everybody has these smart thermostats, and they're becoming really good.
What's that about?
And they're just thermostats that are really smart.
What do they do other than tell you?
No, they know you
temperature?
put.
They know their stuff.
No, they know when to shut it off. They put timing in, and like they can sense other things. There's one.
Almost like a person that knows how to.
It's like a real person that
It's like
just
a
sits
person
there.
that's
Like a real
there.
person.
It's like a full-time person.
Yeah.
But those of us with busy lives, They're always there
I
to turn
know,
it down.
it's really busy. You got a busy life. You can't be adjusting
You
your
can't-
thermostat left and right. You can't touch the
You have to
AC.
give the power of your environment to some kind of robot.
Yeah,
But
you
they
gotta
have
give
a-
it up. You gotta give up the freedom.
But
to
no,
choose.
it's you don't think it's convenient to have your heat go on 25
I think it's
minutes
good.
before
It
you
could
get
turn
home?
into an
Nah,
X-Files
I think it's
episode.
risky.
Yeah.
I think that's a fire risk.
As
how's
a
it a
major
fire
landlord
risk?
right here.
How's that a fire risk that you have a heating element just on in your house that is unattended by anything other than a potentially malicious AI that you have set up?
All right, nobody said AI here.
You said it was very sophisticated.
Yeah,
you
you
said
said it was
very
person.
dangerous.
All right,
You said it's making
And I know
real
that
life decisions.
What is that? Not the Turing test.
the Turing test.
Turing
Yeah,
test.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know that's been passed. So
Yeah, it's
we're
recently.
already in that territory.
Now they're going to start programming this mighty AI onto our thermostat.
All right, there's no AI in the Nest. Go to Amazon.com, look up the Nest. It's now on Amazon for $250. It was on sale.
You got to
for-
stop pimping Amazon
Yeah,
out.
no.
But-
Go to Amazon, pick up this thing, let it run your life, let it make the decisions
But
for you.
it was designed by the
Let it
guy who
run-
invented the
sit,
iPad.
Sit in a chair
pod.
and you're done. You're finished. Don't
The-
worry
the-
about
Let
it.
the thermostat raise your kids. Don't take the responsibility.
Yeah. You know, this is just a fine example of more people just wanting to not
Alright.
be responsible in their own
Here's
lives.
here's the thing. People that have programmable thermostats, not even smart thermostats, this thermostats say turn off or go to this temperature in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping because I don't need that hot. Save people hundreds of dollars a year in heating. Hundreds of dollars a year. It's a noticeable chunk of change in your pocket.
I don't buy it.
Especially
I guarantee you half those fires in Connecticut were caused by self-aware thermostats.
and on top of that, if you have electric heat, you don't have to really worry about fires. You just have to worry about
I have an electric blanket, and I'm not worried about anything.
Are you telling me that UL doesn't take the initiative in testing all these products that because they definitely do. They definitely cause fires, but they're all generally fire protected. But when you have an entity that'll be like they're meant to short out, and not operate once fire really kicks in. But if you have this sentient being that's like keep the heat going, we're waiting for master to come home. You're asking for trouble.
all right. So, in this future AI that's invaded your thermostat.
Sounds like present day.
Yeah, sounds like we're talking about it now today.
Sounds like you're going to wake up, newspaper's going to read, look out, robot's thermostat on the loose.
This isn't space unmanned drones like bombing your house.
No,
That's a real threat.
Well, agree to disagree. We're moving on to the next topic.
Gotcha.
But anyways, just the promise of having a $35 computer when you're maybe not for heating, but for anything else you can use a computer for, that you don't need the supercomputer power of a $5,000 computer. They just need a cheap device, cheaper than what's the components in here.
And it doesn't need a lot of fans or coolant.
It doesn't need to be cooled at all. No moving
Fantastic.
parts.
How big is it again?
About this big.
Oh, this is getting
Can
into
you show it
some.
to the audience? Can you see this?
This is how big.
put it over here.
Approximately this
It's
big.
approximately the size of a destroyed skyscraper.
Hold your hands up to the computer or
It's like
monitor.
it's
It's
as
a-
long as
it's-
this coffee mug.
It's like your average
this,
coffee
like a
mug, but
square.
it computes.
by both width and circumference.
It is flat. It's like not even an inch.
All right, you hear that, folks? A flat coffee.
I don't know
Not
how
a lot of
big.
work.
I don't know how big your TVs are. So if your TVs
Well,
are
they know what a
1
coffee
inch
mug is
long,
like.
it's about this long. If your TV is about 42 inches long, it's about this long,
Yeah.
depending on how big your TV is. I just did that. See, that's called accessibility to people who don't have good
This
TVs.
is an interactive program, kind of.
Yeah.
Because we're asking you to walk up to your screen and just touch it.
Yeah.
Touch the static.
Palpate the screen. Touch it. Get your greasy fingerprints all over it.
Get your KFC-laden fingers all over the monitor.
Speaking of TVs,
Disgusting.
I got rid of my other TV.
And what was so wrong with your other TV?
It is nice in my new TV.
That's great. Great news.
All right, I don't like this topic.
This is a
Next.
bad topic. Next
All right.
topic.
I think you have a nice topic to bring up.
You're right. I do have a nice topic to bring up. And you know what it is? It is the Euro crisis has hit Spain. People are lining up for soup kitchens, the middle
yeah.
class.
Yeah, this isn't like Greece where we're just declaring an economic emergency every couple of months. This is
This is Spain. This is
All right, let's talk about Greece for a second.
Oh, okay.
Because you brought it up. Because we got to set people.
Well, Greece was the domino that knocked over everybody else.
But Greece still is not out of the water yet. They just had an election.
But that's why it makes it important that now Spain's just like dipping its toes into the pools now. Because
Next
Greece
week,
is still on the
Germany.
deep end.
A couple weeks after that, France.
Germany, first of all, will never happen to Germany. They will leave the EU before they run into being insolvent.
Germany always makes rational decisions when they're having economic crises.
That's true.
Germany's not having an economic crisis. The EU
I
is-
said next week. It's coming.
they're fine. France, who knows?
They have had
Germany-
some riots in Paris in the recent years.
Yeah, because they raised the retirement age to 62 from 60.
Also, they have had a lot of anti-religious legislation.
Which has irritated a lot of people.
Is made people very upset,
So
especially
it's just
since.
tough in Europe. It's
Yeah.
just tough now.
But how is America going to survive when the whole world is in mayhem?
Here's
Joe?
the thing. I'm going to talk a little about socioeconomic issues.
Perfect.
In America, we
I'll
have.
be with you. Yeah, you just keep talking.
In America, we have a federal government that can regulate our economy. And when one area, maybe Alabama, is not doing good as New York City, we can federally fund things differently to balance that. In Europe, where Northern Europe, like Germany, is doing great, and Southern Europe, where Greece is doing horrible, because they're both sovereign nations, they can't just play around with the currency, nor can they have a federal government pump money into the system when they need it, because they have to rely on all the interests of the other nations. So that's why, inherently, the euro is flawed. Unless they want to give up more sovereignty than they already have, no way euro can work.
You're not a big fan of the euro. You don't like the idea of just a global government?
Well, it'd be one thing to have a global government, but they don't have enough of their.
Not enough people are agreeing.
They don't have enough of their power, sovereign power, is usurped by the European Union to actually make a currency work.
Okay.
Okay, so Spain, 5-year prediction. Let's go.
Where's Spain going to be?
I don't know. They have some issues. Do you know in Spain, every time you ride the train,
Bulls?
the government loses a little bit of money on those rides.
That is almost like the U.S.
Actually, our
We have great trains.
we have really bad trains. That's why
We have very good trains in like 3 or 4 cities.
Amtrak loses a lot of money.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
charge so much to take a long distance train travel. It's
Yeah.
better just to do a flight. Go to Travelocity, get yourself a $200 round trip flight.
That's what probably Acela was an attempt to make the train a kind of.
Although
yeah,
there
appealing
have
mode
been
of
talks
travel.
in Congress, and the president seems interested in it, at least in a cross-country train system that's more efficient. Although I don't think it's going to pick
It'll
up.
never- it'll never
Yeah,
happen.
Well,
we're not Europe. We're not going to have that ease of travel.
What we're going to see relatively soon, because all it's already
Tubes.
paid for, it's not tubes, light rail. We'll eventually be able to take light rail from New Haven to Springfield, which we're working on now, which is already funded.
That's going to
for-
solve all of our problems.
It's not going to solve many of our problems.
What's light rail?
So,
Commuter rail, like Metro North.
Okay, so not like a light rail, like a light cycle or like a light saber.
no, not like Tron-esque technology. Although that would be nice. That's
Less-
maybe
less
20,
compelling.
25 years in the future.
All right.
But you'll be able to walk out of your front door in Wallingford, hop on the old Connecticut public train.
And since we are talking
How is it-
Wallingford, where do people go to pick up the train now that the historic station is now functioning as some kind of office or something? Continuing ed?
Funny thing is, there's like a little bench to sit there to get on the train.
You think the bench is funny?
No, they actually plan to move.
pretty good.
They're going to move the train station in Wallingford.
They're going to pick it up?
They're going to like literally move it over somewhere.
Whereabouts?
I'm not quite sure where it is.
You
Some
need to
place
keep
even
us up to
more
date on
mattress
this.
than it
We're
is.
gonna beat open Mike to the train story.
What about Citizen Mike?
We're gonna beat
That's-
everybody named Mike on
Yeah.
WPAA to the story of the trains.
We will tell
This
you.
is a contest. This is gonna be the 3-way train wars.
All right,
Riyadh's coming around and talking
watch
too
next
loud.
week, and we will tell you about where the train station is going.
Okay, now we're in trouble.
Now we're getting scolded by the
Producer's
tech.
giving a look.
He's looking
not
at us
happy.
like we
He's
made
not
some
happy.
bad choices.
This is
Especially
bad.
Joe made some bad choices.
This is bad.
Joe makes the worst choices.
Oh,
Cut it
that's
out.
Revolting.
So what do we got next,
Yeah.
Joe?
What's going on?
What do we got next?
I don't know. Let's get one of our faithful topic cards up because we're losing it.
Yeah. Let's pop.
We're
let's pop it
slipping,
up.
slipping off the edge,
Slip it around.
kicking it, bumping it.
A galaxy awaits.
And
Dun,
what,
dun, dun,
what do you have to
dun.
say about that, buddy?
A Samsung Galaxy catches on fire,
Against someone's face?
What?
literally. Basically, it's coming out in the U.S. I think either this week or next week. And somebody in England who already has a phone literally caught on fire while in use. And worst case for this person,
What was that? What's that sound on the iPod or the iPad? What's happening?
He's just playing us a silly sound from a woman's voice.
Fussing around with that.
You know, stop
silly little thing.
fussing and tell us about this fire.
Come on.
all right. So the guy is upset that they won't refund him won't give him a new phone.
The one that did it burn him?
It caught on fire. It didn't burn him, but he's okay.
So why doesn't he
Well,
just sue these
Here's the real
people?
question. Why?
Because the battery probably exploded.
Oh,
So,
everybody knows. Sorry, everybody
and
knows
this is gonna hit our shores pretty soon, right?
His phone. Hopefully that's exploding models. Hopefully they
I think that's the only model that's coming out, as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
I think more cell phone users need to invest in an exploding model.
I use a very low-tech cell phone, and my face is yet to melt like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Nobody's face is melting. Batteries have a tendency to blow up in general. Remember a couple years ago with the laptop battery crisis that they were all blowing up?
I know that this is
That's why they stopped calling them laptops, because they were frying people good.
Yeah. And this is why it's a great idea. You know, you got a battery, you press it to your face.
You press it on your cheeks.
Yeah, we're in the morning.
In the summer,
Go
in the
like
hot
this.
summers.
It's like,
In
oh
the
yeah.
We're having a heat. What's it called?
Riot.
Heat wave.
Heat wave. Yeah,
It's a heat
we're having a
riot.
heat riot / wave
Yeah.
in Wallingford right now, and something crazy is going on. We got a lot of logos.
Pay no attention to the logo on the screen.
These logos are not running
No,
the
let's go
show.
back to that. What was that?
No, it was just like East Coast Productions or something. It was subliminal messages, but across our faces.
Oh, have you guys seen the new
East
Windows
Coast Productions
tablet,
movie?
The Surface? It's like the iPad, but it actually runs hardware similar to actual Windows computer. It runs Windows 8,
$35, right?
and it has their case, like the smart case, and the Apple just flips open. It actually flips open with a keyboard, and on top of it, there's a little stand pops out from underneath it. So you just be like,
Okay, now I have seen what you're talking about. It's like very thin.
Yeah.
It's like very thin.
It's like this.
Yeah. Okay, then so it's not. It's an irrelevant level of thinness if it's the same level of thin as the.
But the thing is, it's running. It can run Windows 8.
Okay.
So it's really up to speed.
So people are running to run Windows 8.
But that means that finally,
There'll be a thing that runs Windows 8.
Because there haven't been too many so
Okay.
far.
We got it.
That can't be the best part about
got
it.
it.
Why wouldn't I just get an iPad?
well, I mean, it's something more. It's a competition. There's really no tablet competition on the market.
No.
It's all just.
That Apple monopoly on
Everybody
technology.
likes, Apple, and it's done.
But the thing is, if there's a good Windows device,
Operative would be good.
So quiet.
I'm defending this Microsoft device.
He's talking about how great it is they have competition. Pay attention to the show, producer, and you might learn a thing or two, huh?
Kindle Fire.
All right, Kindle Fire. Get your Amazon books all loaded
The
up.
Kindle Fire is an e-reader, when this is a tablet computer. There's a little difference between the two of them, but this is sincere competition. This is imagine running like Max Payne 3 on your tablet, running it natively.
Sounds horrible.
It sounds very...
You got your keyboard and mouse. It has a trackpad. Apple does not have a trackpad.
Try running that game on your 47-inch television.
Yeah, hold on. What scenario do I need to have that on my travel pad?
You might be an ambulance driver.
Yeah.
Why
Or,
are you playing computer games if you're driving an ambulance?
Well, a lot of the
Good
time you're just waiting
question.
around.
Good question.
But what if you commute into the city for every day for work? You want
Commute, you'd be driving.
No,
Just
you
in stop and go
You take the
traffic.
train
Okay.
or the bus.
All right, I'm taking my train in.
Yeah.
I'm on
Taking
my
my
private
bus
train.
in. I'm in my bus.
And you
I'm
just,
going in,
and you
and
pull,
I'm picking
you
up
pull
as
out
many
your
people as I
backpack,
can.
your tablet computer.
You pull it off your back like a sword.
Yeah. I unsheath my iPad, my Windows pad.
And you flip out the kickstand. It pops up.
And you dive in
Walk
there.
down.
There's
the keyboard.
no table in front of me. I'm on
Well-
a train that I don't have a table in front of me.
But you know what you really should do is call in 203-265-6310. If you're not satisfied with the tablet, get out of town.
All right, but don't call it just yet because we're gonna have a PSA soon.
Yeah, we got a
You're
PSA
really
so
disappointed.
soon, it's going to blow your minds.
So this is the time of the night.
Cut him off.
No, we still have a couple minutes. Don't pay attention to the producer right now.
This is good.
This is hot.
So I think we're gonna have a new section on our show every week.
What's it going to be called?
Karaoke Thursday. We're
I'm
just gonna
not-
sing like a little song.
No, you do that enough as it is.
Love, take me down to the streets.
I know you just got to have a shout out to Wings all the time, but we're not going to all be singing.
Yeah.
You're just
Or
going to...
say
No,
that you.
No Michael Jackson. Let him rest in peace. All right, we got a PSA. Come on.
We still got another minute
No,
to the PSA.
it's not
It's right now.
done.
We're done.
We're still on here, guys.
Try to consider.
What gets you moving?
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
You fuel your body,
And your mind. Get up and play an hour a day, Doc.
check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov. That's www.letsmove.gov.
life's this hard, graduating can be even harder. But you can help Ativa and the students in your community make it through by visiting boostup.org.
The odds of this daughter of a clergyman spending 11 weeks at #1 on the U.S. singles charts? 1 in 19 million. The odds of going on to win 6 Grammy Awards? 1 in 1.4 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 110. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org.
Hey everybody, we're back.
Everybody, everywhere, get into it.
See, that satisfied your singing requirement for the program?
Yeah. What
So
song
what's,
was that?
I don't know. We're in a log cabin now, and that's what's really important.
Yeah.
We
Nice.
decided to move from a ruined city to a more cozy environment for round 2.
This is right at a time when.
It's right around that time when another one bites the sandusky.
All right, so
So this is an
48
update.
accusers. It said Dusty's just like, you know what? You guys got it. I'm not gonna take the stand. Actually, that's not true. He paid his lawyer to take the stand. His lawyer's like, no.
And for those of us that don't connect a random name in an Emperor Palpatine voice to a news story, Sandusky is the Pennsylvania coach, football coach, who was accused of molesting young children. It's also come out recently that his adopted son is suggesting that he was being molested by Sandusky also. So the plot thickens for the old boy, the coach. that is.
Old boy.
Oh yeah, he's up the creek without a paddle now.
He's going to be frying.
Not gonna be frying.
Probably not.
They don't. Kill
They don't
people
just
for
they
that?
don't roast people for that.
Maybe, one, they don't have the electric chair anymore.
I was talking about
Really?
this. Yeah.
2, you still can get shot in Utah. You can get fired.
Yeah, you could get hung in.
You can
New
get a
Hampshire.
firing squad in Utah?
Yeah.
Oh my god. If I ever am looking for like a major felony, then I'm doing it in Utah.
Well, when we have President Mitt Romney, there's going to be nationwide shootings,
Executions,
executions. Yeah. Line people up in the streets of Wallingford. Look out.
Oh yeah.
Line 'em
Gather-
up,
gather
knock
your
'em
young,
down.
You're
Rise
old,
up.
you're middle-aged, line them up.
Kick them out.
Send them.
So what do we got up next? That's all I really want to say about that scumbag.
Well,
Unless you want to talk more about his trial.
it's an interesting trial. It's the just the brevity. This is like how Sandusky is almost like if I just like went up there and told him, "I didn't do it, guys."
Well,
He'd
what
be
if
like,
Sandusky called in at 203-265-6310?
That'd be
What would he tell
interesting.
us?
He'd be like, "I didn't do it." And he'd be like, "Interesting."
See, but he's got that. He's got the sense of that. He's like,
I think he's got good lawyers, probably.
Yeah, he's like this old boys club. We'll be fine. I'll walk out of this. Dust
Well,
the
I think at this point he knows he's in
the young
deep
children
water.
off of my shoulders, and I'll be fine.
Brush him away.
Yeah,
Go and kick that dirt off your shoulders.
yeah. And dirt made of children.
So that's not.
That's going to get us banned from our San Francisco office.
Yeah, if you're in San Francisco, give us a call. Or let's talk about Prometheus Jibber Jabber.
Well, a lot of people sat around and they said, Prometheus, heck of a film, very dark. But it turns out that there's one key scene, which many people maybe have seen by this point. Oh, we got a call in. We'll learn about this later.
Hello, you're on Tyman On Tap. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with tonight?
Hi, I'm a Wallingford resident. I know a little bit about the Sandusky story I heard was on earlier. I thought maybe I could say something to you guys.
Sure, right, sounds great. Why don't you just say your name for the record?
Sure, it's a Dave.
All right, hey, Dave. Dave from Wallingford.
Hi, guys.
All right, so, yes, we can hear you. So what do you have to say about Sandusky?
Well, I really want to hear Mr. Tyman's take on the whole thing. I want to know about the morality of the entire thing behind it. First of all, if Sandusky did it, do you think he did it?
I mean, at this point, there's so many things pointing to him. I mean, when you have 48 people come out and say, "I did this,"
We didn't do it then.
What?
Do you think they're in league against him? Because that's what I personally.
So you think you're on Sandusky's side when it comes down to it?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm definitely on Sandusky's side.
He has a winning record. I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
But it's
absolutely. The guy's a coach.
He's a storied hero.
Yeah, he's got a lot of wins under his belt. A lot of wins.
Exactly. You don't get that far in life when you're touching little kids.
Hey, the only thing I'm really glad about is that Joe Paterno is not alive to have to be dragged through this. I think that'd be
Yeah, but Joe Paterno, of all people, should have been aware of these shenanigans. Alleged shenanigans.
Well, you don't want to bring an 85-year-old man.
You don't want to hurt an 85-year-old man's feelings with a 6-figure salary, maybe 7?
Well, you don't want to have him go to court every day and.
Oh, you don't want to wheel him out.
Well, here. Okay, so let's just say Sandusky did it. All right, we'll grant him that. Why do you think he did it?
Why? I don't know.
I think because he knew he could get away with it.
Exactly. He knew he could get away with it. You know why? Great coach.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Great, famous,
Great coach.
wonderful coach.
When you're a coach, you get away with almost anything.
He's a Hall of Famer, if I'm not mistaken. But, sir, anything else you're really fired up about other than Sandusky?
Well, I don't know what else you guys got in the docket, but if I hear anything, I'll definitely call in.
All right, but for now, we're just going to cut you loose, and we've loved hearing from you.
Yeah, thank
All
you,
right,
Dave.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. So it seems like we have a strong supporter of Sandusky due to his storied career as a football coach, and that is disturbing, but also shows
understandable.
both sides of the table.
Yeah,
here.
yeah, it's totally
Hey,
understandable.
there was to be fair to Sandusky, which I do not want to do.
I think someone already did that for you.
Is this a ringback?
I think it's
Yeah,
a callback.
Is
It always
this a
happens.
hello?
Yeah,
it's
it's the
callback.
ring callback.
Yeah.
Splatter.
But there was. It looks like there was at least some coercion by the police officers to kind of get the stories going a little bit. Not saying that had any effect.
You think they might have stirred the pot a little bit?
I don't necessarily think they stirred the pot. They may have helped these kids remember some of the stories that they remember. Not saying that they didn't actually believe them.
Why is Sandusky always like stuttering in interviews? He can't even answer a question.
That happens.
Hey,
It happens when you're
Obama stutters occasionally when the teleprompter goes loose.
We'll see.
He's the president of the United States. Give the guy a break.
But
Did you touch little children?
Well, he's confused by the question. He has to think about it.
Yeah, he's like, but what do you mean? What's the meaning of the word?
I grab him and then I hug him and I kiss him, but then you stop there.
That's where you draw the line.
But that's not obvious in the question. They're leading him on. Okay, they're trying to get him to admit to things that
They're twisting his arm a little bit.
Exactly. They're just trying to make him look poor in the eyes of the jury. But ultimately, all he's doing is, he gives the cub a little pat on the head, and he sends him on his way.
All right, and now let's send ourselves on our way to the next topic.
Jibber jabber.
Jibber jabber from Prometheus. A lot of people saw the scene in which they uncover the space jockey. I won't give the great detail, but David the android steps up. This is the Ridley Scott movie that just came out. David,
Actually, there's going to be a lot of detail. This is like a crucial part of the movie.
You're like.
just hold on. I'm not going to get into really what happens.
Okay.
David the android steps up to the space jockey, and he says,
"This line is like exactly that." Scene.
"Oh, you know what? This topic might just be the worst topic of all time."
No, this is a spoiler though, but let's totally do it.
Let's spoil it.
Let's do it.
If you
haven't seen Prometheus, cover your ears for a brief amount of time. But anyway, David says this line in an ancient language because the space jockey is supposed to understand it. We, as the audience, don't even get to hear it. But
we get to hear it.
Well, we get to hear it. We don't get to understand it because we're not, well researched in languages. Unless we are, but
we're not.
Let's not digress.
But the thing, it was not possible for us to understand it because he made that language.
Guess what? Guess who it's possible to understand it? Like people that study these things, because someone released. Generally, the gist of what he was saying was, this man, referring to an unknown character, does not want to die. He believes that you can help him live longer, is what they've determined it to be. The space jockey has a humorous reaction. That's all I'll say. But people have gotten to the bottom of that language line.
So all you really need to say is somebody translated the language to space jockey speak.
That's all I needed to say, but it's not all I wanted to say.
That is a lesson on being succinct by Joe Ryman Tyman.
Joe Tyman sums it up like nobody's business.
Oh, yeah.
So that's really all I had to say about that. We'll move on. You can uncover your ears. Spoilers are done.
Yep.
Next topic.
Let's see what we got cooking.
Let's see what we fry up on the tap.
Something good.
Something,
what is it,
something's
Joe?
crawling out.
Joe, this is you.
Water on the moon, Joe. That's all
water
yours.
on the moon.
Tell us about it.
So it looks like they found frozen water on the most extreme southern spot of the moon.
The moon was a part of Earth at some point.
But it's frozen. This is very controversial because they flew different ships to it at different crafts by it at different times, and because it's the way the lighting is, there's almost no light. It's very hard to tell.
It's on the dark side of the moon.
It's right on the bottom of the moon, so it's like
the bottom side of the moon. That's the next album by Pink Floyd.
Well, I guess it's the top because we haven't determined whether north or south is top or
But
bottom.
it's either the top or the bottom.
North is the top.
The top for our purposes.
We're from the northern hemisphere. Our hamster street's from the northern hemisphere. What if we're from the southern hemisphere?
Do you agree that this is the top?
If I was from the south, I'd say north is the top.
All right.
So it's on a part of the moon.
All right, so it's at the bottom of the moon.
Bottom or top.
And the other takes some pictures. They enhance the color of the pictures to make it look more watery so you understand what you're looking at.
Why couldn't they just say, this is water, Just
And
believe
they'd be
it.
like, okay, here's a great
That's like
picture.
that's like we
Here's a
discovered
gray
this.
circle.
I don't like the idea of enhancing footage. I think they should just explain it and show it to us as is.
I wish we had footage of them not enhancing it.
Yeah, if we had it before and after, that would be effective. But we didn't think about it until just now.
All right. But so what do you think about having water on the moon? What do you think this means for us?
I've barely gotten over water on Mars, to be honest.
I think it means that water on planets is not a big deal.
Because it's happening right and left.
Yeah, we got it right next door.
They discovered planets that are entirely comprised of fluids now.
Yeah, it means nothing.
But does this mean, because water, human life as we life on planet Earth as we know it is very is water based. So we're very water based. Life comes from water.
Yeah, we're about 80-something% water or something.
So does that mean that
Yeah.
life, primitive life, not intelligent space shuttle
Actually,
life?
I thought wasn't life carbon based? I mean,
well, with carbon, but life
so
was
not
created,
specifically water. But
Water is the
in
origin
water.
of life. Little black goo permeated through all the water, and we came out of it.
Oh.
This is not Prometheus.
I know.
But no, life originated in water.
Yes, we all agree to that.
Now we have
some of us.
water on other planets. Does that mean, and water in our solar system, does that mean that we could have life in other spots in the solar
I
system?
disagree with your assessment of the creation of life.
Oh yeah, I know. Some people are religious, and some people have their way about them.
We all know.
We'll respect all views on where life came from.
For some, water is the antithesis of life.
For the people at this table, we're gonna have to say that
Drowning
life crawled out of water, all sloppy and gooey, and formless.
All right, but anyways, so do you think now that we're gonna have this flood of?
Oh, like Waterworld?
Like a water flood?
Oh man, definitely.
Do you think we're gonna have a flood of finding information about primitive life forms, like maybe fossilized, maybe frozen in the ice?
You think there's fossils on the moon?
There was supposedly fossils on Mars that hit our planet.
What fossils that hit our planet?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
During the Clinton administration.
Clinton probably sent them over.
Yeah.
WJ Clinton himself.
But I don't know. It's interesting.
I think it's pretty exciting. I think there's a great deal of implication, but to tell you the truth, they should have told me about water on the moon before they moved it past that to Mars. Because now that I'm on water on Mars, I'm like, where's the water outside of the solar system?
Yeah, forget the moon.
Let's move on. Let's get some new water.
I think what it really means is not fossils, moon bases.
Moon bases.
Moon
and I think
bases.
now we could tap into this ice. We could get Gingrich up there as the developer, the head of the project. And we could just get some fantastic moon bases going. Would you live on the moon, Joe?
Probably not. Maybe visit once or twice.
How long would you spend on the moon before you had to get out?
Probably maybe
2
2 to
months.
4 weeks. 2 to 4 weeks, I think.
And would you recommend terraforming the bottom of the moon only?
I'd rather terraform Mars.
Bottom of the moon, which is
south.
Perfect.
Have you never seen an upside down map?
Never. Not gonna try now.
not even a right side, right side map that I have turned upside down.
I just feel out the direction I'm going.
Yeah, you don't have like direction sense.
You don't just run.
Up and down, we can tell because we come off the ground. We go up. That's up.
So this is going up, right?
Yes, but then going north
North
is
is up.
going this way.
It's at
That
the-
is
it's at the-
opposite of north.
north is
Up,
top of
up
the
is
paper.
here. North is that
Okay,
way.
are you holding a compass? Where is it pointing? It's pointing up.
No, it's
Yeah,
pointing
right
in
up.
that direction.
Straight
It's
up.
pointing in that
No, it's
direction.
not pointing.
That is north.
That's definitely not pointing that direction.
That is north.
That is north, but that's not the direction. I mean, it's pointing in that direction, but
If you're
that's
looking at
up.
one of these big pieces of papyrus that you call a map, you're gonna call it up. You're gonna say, "Let's go up."
Yeah, you don't understand. Up is north. North is just up when you are on the ground.
So you're flying up.
So then, what direction is this?
That's up.
That's skyward.
And also up. But let's move on. This is nonsense.
Next topic.
And what is it? It's Breivik. This gentleman, who demands such capital letters, is the fellow in Sweden, or was it Norway?
Norway.
He killed 69 people.
Yeah.
In a
eight.
shooting.
And well, in the 69.
He killed 8 in Oslo in a separate bombing, but 69 in a camp, a youth camp. And it was his statement, a very serious statement, against multiculturalism in Norway, where he is a strong nationalist. Well,
He
now
also played WoW like 16 hours.
he also played so much WoW, and that is a very multicultural game. You got orcs, you got elves, you got it all.
Oh yeah. But it's actually a game that totally supports a lack of multiculturalism because the whole premise of the game is you got this one side and then you got this other side, and they totally have issues.
Also, the whole premise is you disguise your national origin and become this cartoon character that flops around.
Yep. That's in there.
That hides it.
That's a part of it.
Hides your culture.
Totally. And you take on another one, and then you feel like you're all a part of this.
So
this
it's
one
like
group, this alliance.
it's a way to
or this horde
train people that are already feeling awkward to be
to embrace the aggression that comes with feeling awkward.
Vicious division. Cultural war.
Yeah.
But this
that's what
gentleman, back
was
to
all
him,
about.
the reason I brought him up in the first place, and the slide brought him up too, is that they are now trying to put him in a mental institution. They don't want to give him his just desserts.
Oh no, he wants to go.
He does.
He wants
his
to
attorneys are trying to get him in there.
Oh yeah.
No, the prosecutors want him in the mental institution.
Everyone wants to toss him in there.
Everybody wants him in.
He's just like, this is the right way to do things.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he shouldn't be in a prison.
Yeah.
Why do we need to feel him out?
Yeah,
figure
take a look
him
at
out?
America. I mean,
He's
our prisons are like
clearly insane.
45% comprised of people that are against multiculturalism.
A great deal of people are diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and should we give them special treatment because they decided to lash out and hit someone?
The American prison population.
We should just teach them to.
Prison in America has a lot of issues.
Yeah, that's very obvious. Yes.
But we are very conservative in terms of punishment compared to the rest of the world. There's a few countries, England, Australia, North America.
And England is being overrun with gangs of crazy youths.
No, but they still have longer sentences than 21 years.
Oh, okay.
In most of Europe, you only have the maximum sentence is 21 years.
You only what?
The maximum sentence in Europe is 21 years.
That's too bad.
Yeah, I mean, and there's like.
So they could let Breivik out and just let him loose on the streets. They really should teach him. Oh, so it could be almost 30, but still pretty light.
It's still not noticeably longer.
7 years is noticeable if you're stuck in a box.
But it's better than 50 years.
Agreed.
It's better than 350 years.
All right, so we'll see how this story develops, but I think we're going to cruise on because we don't know if he's going to be put in the institution or not, but we can't agree.
Actually, we're probably gonna go to a PSA soon. But
yeah, let's get into a nice cozy PSA before we move on. Yeah, just maybe a little Halloween. Maybe
a little Hall Notes.
Nobody tells me nothing.
Feed that pig.
Take out meals for just $12.99. Call now.
Sherry Pearson. You are the sole surviving heir of the King of Montanopolis, and you are now worth $45 million.
I'm rich. It can't be real.
Of course it's not real. Come on. Having money isn't about luck. Like that takeout meal. Cook at home instead, you can save thousands a year. Feed me. Feed the pig.
Abandoned and lost. From the dark, cold streets of the city to a cage in the local shelter, to heaven, your lap.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma. Happy Halloween.
From Wallingford and WPAA.
Yes, we are. Happy Halloween!
I was working in the lab late one night. My eyes beheld an
Happy Halloween!
slab began to rise.
Happy Halloween.
To my surprise,
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween from Baran's Temple Karate.
Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween!
Trick or treat! I'm the Easter Bunny.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Easter egg! Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween!
Happy MMA, this is bone soup for you. Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween! Everybody! Happy Halloween! I got the pumpkin!
Happy Halloween from the staff and board members of WPAA. And Freeman Penny, come on down and visit us anytime. We're here for you. Hi Andy, I'm on TV just for you.
Me too.
We are back.
Hey, we are back. This is another episode of Tyman On Tap. Vinny is not feeling too well, I guess.
Vinny's got the weaponized bird flu.
All right, so we have a special guest caller.
Andrew.
Andrew from
what's up,
Hope
guys?
Springs.
From Hope Spring.
Hope Spring. Yep, that's eternal.
Yes, yes. For all you Mets fans out there, right?
Yeah.
So have you been following the program this fine evening?
I got home around 8:15. I put it on. I had to take a shower because Metro North does not believe in air conditioning in their cars on the hottest day of the year.
And would you give us a thumbs up for the portion you've seen?
Yeah, definitely. I like to talk on the guy in Norway. He's pretty.
He's a devil, if you ask me.
He's a pretty interesting cat. You know, he definitely takes the internet. He's taken the internet image boards by he's on fire.
He's redefined terrorism to be on the message boards.
He's on the 4chan. He's on the Reddit.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, no, he's
Fark.
definitely he is meme worthy for sure.
He's a memer.
Yeah.
He's a memer, a meme hall of fame, if you will.
Yeah.
There's a lot of traffic to old WoW message boards now because of news stories of him in it.
People want those hot button topics.
Yeah,
out there.
him when he wrote in 2006 is now relevant. So they're like going back to all these old message boards.
And that's
like,
the problem with the permanent public record.
Yeah, it just doesn't allow for anything to be new. It's just always recycled.
Well, speaking of new, not new,
but fresh topic.
Endangered languages. So you hear how Google is trying to save all these endangered languages, have a written record of them, how to record audio of how it sounds, figure out accents, really have a good record of these languages. So if they
when,
do go away,
aliens come to visit us from their exotic landscapes, they'll be able to study our history in great detail.
Yeah, no, well, it's funny because I read an article recently about Native Americans using their casino money to do the same thing. You know, they realized that the native speakers of these languages are dying off, and they don't have a lot of cash. I mean, they definitely got some money from casinos, so they're using it for the same reason. So, I mean, and you always hear about, South American tribes, the governments in those countries.
There's some shady stuff going on down there.
Spending money to save the language.
Also, they're always looking for Michael Douglas and jewels and things like that.
Yeah, they're always looking for those stones, especially romantic ones.
But yeah. So do you think that now that there's like this big international organization company doing this, do you think that endangered languages have a chance now? Like, we will not forget how to say a language now.
We might forget how to say it.
It will just be in a book or on an internet mainframe.
It'll be in a database.
Yeah,
preserved.
exactly. But no one will talk it. No one will.
It'll be in the same place that you look for,
Memes.
Breivik's memes. Breivik's historical memes.
Yeah, there'll be a 4chan for endangered languages. There'll be like a
It'll be a hot trending topic for a couple weeks.
But we've always had this issue where like there's great languages that have just gone away, mainly due to the evolution of speak. But a lot of times because of foreign countries invading, you're not speaking our language. The UK has had a huge issue with Welsh of all the languages that they've subjugated. Welsh has been the number one language that's been like, we want our language. People in Wales blew up BBC stations and tried to get a Welsh-only BBC station.
See, I'm not too worried about it because we do it with ethnic groups and animals too. So I say just sit down and watch it all, just fade away.
But the problem, listen, Joe, did the Irish government subsidize newspapers in Ireland to publish in Gaelic? And no one reads them. They have to subsidize them for people to read it. If people want to read in English. It's sad.
Do you think this all kind of goes back to kind of what the internet was designed for conceptually in the 60s and 70s as a way of saving information if there was ever a nuclear war?
Yeah, exactly. Or, some sort of like AI type, event where we're all underwater and the aliens come and rescue, our
Joe scoffed at the water world that's coming.
And the AI.
I did hear that.
Yeah, and the AI. That's right. He didn't think AI thermostats were terrifying.
I did actually hear that. Well, I'm glad to see that in AI we rebuild the Twin Towers, and then only to have them flooded again. So that's depressing. But,
flooded again? When was the first flooding?
Biblical times.
Oh, all right.
But so do you think it's worthwhile on Google's part to at least try to to archive these languages for future
Yeah, I
generations?
mean, listen, you never know when someone will just have an interest and say, hey, listen, I know my grandmother or my great-grandmother spoke this language, and I'm curious. And for that, it's just knowledge for the sake of knowledge, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just don't think it's going to be used. I
think we could agree that this is a great endeavor.
Yeah. I mean, it's like those golden records that they have on Voyager, who,
Oh, yeah.
full of all of our knowledge from Mozart to Johnny B. Good.
Joe and I just watched a Star Trek, X-Files episode where aliens return that transmission to SETI in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've seen that episode. It's a good episode.
It's a classic series. Watch the X-Files from 1993 on Netflix if you haven't already. Great show.
X-Files is an amazing show. The one that Stephen King wrote is pretty cool. The one that was in black and white.
And it's set in Maine, I believe.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's...
Oh, is that he wrote the postmodern Prometheus?
Maybe.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I think it's pretty cool that we now are going to have, and because it's a big problem in terms of like as archaeologists and linguists have. You know, the Rosetta Stone was huge when it's like 100 years ago. They just didn't know how to read hieroglyphs, and now all of a sudden all these temples
They didn't know
came
how to
to
read
life.
what?
Hieroglyphics. And so what you're saying is that all that tomb robbing in the name of historical preservation actually led to innovations in language preservation.
I think they actually found that stone. It's like somewhere where you wouldn't expect it.
Like in the middle of some creepy circle.
Joe Tyman, destroyer of cultures.
No, we were talking about the preservation of culture.
Tyman, destroyer of worlds.
Oh, Simon.
Here's an interesting fact for everybody. You know, the Rosetta Stone is actually light gray, and the reason it's black is because people have made copies of it, and the ink is still smudged on there.
People just jammed it into their corporate copier
But
machine.
people always do that with historical artifacts, where they take a little piece of this, or they
get their
knock off
greasy
rock.
hands all over it.
Yeah.
Like the piece of the Berlin Wall that everyone in Germany has. Like every person in Germany has a piece of the Berlin Wall.
Or the best preserved Crusade castle, they tore down one of the walls for a marketplace.
And not even to keep the pieces of it. I'm sure they got rid of all those walls.
They probably dumped it in the trash.
Yeah.
What about the Vandals who took the pieces of the Colosseum from Rome? Like, where are they taking the Colosseum?
Where are they putting it? In their
Well,
coffee
you mean
room?
the Vandals, as in terms of the people, the historic Germanic tribe, the Vandals?
Yeah, the actual
No.
Vandals.
He means
Yeah,
the
it's like-
Bangles, as in the 80s pop group.
Oh man, I could go for some Bangles right now.
Oh yeah.
Can we
But
get that?
Let's get the Bangles. Get the Bangles up
going?
next.
Yeah, get the Bangles up next. And none of this Happy Halloween stuff. I want to see the
Yeah,
Bangles
Manic
music video.
Monday for the next PSA.
Yeah, it's a Manic Thursday, baby.
Woo!
No, but you know they said that the pyramids, limestone they used to cover the pyramids, they were like actually white. Actually went to building the Taj Mahal. That was stolen and sold to somebody in India that built the Taj Mahal.
Well, I mean, like, how did they do that logistically? Like, what did they do? They just been like, hey, I know this thing in Egypt. We could totally take the limestone from it and build it here. I don't know, Joe. That seems a little.
That doesn't hold
far-fetched.
up to me.
I don't know. There's
It's
a
like
market for everything.
alien theory that says that the Aztecs built the pyramids in South America based on the blueprints from the Egyptians because the aliens gave them.
I think we can confirm, though, that Jesus was hanging out with the Native Americans in light of our presidential candidate.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah, no, he definitely did come to this country.
That's hard science. That's hard science, Mr. Producer.
All right.
Of all the places to go, he settled in Missouri. Because, I mean, when I think about the most beautiful place in America, I always think of
And
Missouri.
Jesus was a carpenter. He would want to chop down some trees and things.
Yeah.
And America totally has trees.
And walk on water and just mix it up.
Yeah.
Strip mall? Yeah, definitely.
We got beautiful lakes to walk
All
across.
right. So do you have anything else to talk about on this fine evening, Andrew?
Any sweet news?
Not really. We kind of got some good topics out there. Joe, I want to know where are we at this current place and time? Where are we on your screenplay?
Oh, my screenplay.
What?
Whoa!
Oh.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it down to 25 pages. That's what I'm doing.
You want a real brisk film?
Well, no, it was like 45, 50, and I wanted to get it to. I either had to make it a feature.
Summary. So give me
Tell us
treatment.
the
Give me
basic,
something.
the one-liner that they'll
Yeah.
put.
Sell it
All
to
right.
me.
Punk rocker, 30-something years old now. 37, let's say.
Not selling it yet. Keep going.
Okay.
He's working in an office.
Office worker, punk rocker.
Okay.
And he's like, and this new guy comes in like, hey, I used to love you when I was in elementary school or something like that.
Used to love him, right?
All right.
And he's like, and he goes back to his
Faded
friend.
glory.
And his friend,
Lost love.
Let's get back in the game. And
Which
he's like,
game were they
"Man,"
in?
The punk rock game.
Punk rock game,
Okay.
right?
So they want to get back in it, and they realize the music industry has changed.
Because it's all like computers and all nonsense and
Not
pop.
computers, it's just crappy music.
Oh.
And you're gonna write this
music
based
as
off.
in pop music in general, or punk music, that current punk music?
No, more like a lot of
Dubstep.
Not dubstep. Just like a lot of hipster. This isn't really music. It's just really noise. But we're gonna pretend like we like it because we're
noise
hip.
mashers.
You
That's
know,
what they
that
call
type
them.
of
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
Noise mashers.
Tell me this, Joe. What movie is it? When blank meets blank. What movie is
Harry
it?
Met Sally.
No. What is this movie?
Meet
is it
Joe
like,
Black.
Is it Rockstar meets?
Oh, it's Remember the Titans meets Designing Women. We lost you, but that's all.
That's
all
West
he knows.
does not like
He
Designing
doesn't
Women.
like Delta Burke, and here he is.
Hello.
No, we're not gonna pick up because you've caused technical
Difficulties.
flubs. All right, I guess we will.
Hello.
You hang up on me?
No, you
hung up.
just. I think Joe actually breathed a little too heavily
Under the button, right
under
under
the
the
buttons.
No, it's like
It's
when
got
We
thick-
Were
thick
Kings
breath.
meets SLC Punk.
Okay.
We were
I like that.
were kings. Oh.
We
I
Were
like-
Kings was a great documentary.
Not as good as
movie.
Designing Women. But anyway, it's going to be good. But you know what? We'll give you a proper send-off. What is your parting word?
My parting word is from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and it's when the older Indiana Jones, or the older Jones, Dr. Jones, played by Sean Connery, tells the Nazi, maybe you should start reading books instead of burning them.
There you go.
We give a thumbs up.
There you go.
We give the metal horns. We give
Yeah,
everything we got.
Metal horns and
Oh, man.
Beautiful parting words. See you later, Mr. S.
And then he ends up getting the book signed by Hitler himself.
Don't spoilers.
Yeah.
Come on, some people have not seen that.
It's a 30-year-old movie. Go and see it. All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, he's gone. He hung up this time
Yeah.
because we neglected him, and we feel sorry.
Sorry, Andrew S.
We're very sorry. So what we have next is nuclear plant, and this story was set in Sweden. You rascals, not Norway. Dip, 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 dip. So they found this explosive paste outside of a nuclear on a truck. Outside of a nuclear power plant. There was nothing, no timer or anything to set it off.
Oh yeah,
but
no,
certainly
no detonator.
dangerous.
Yeah, they didn't find any detonator on it. They just found this explosive paste, and they figured that's a problem. But,
That is a problem.
Since there's no detonator.
And actually, it was
that's not too much of
dogs
a
that
problem.
sniffed it out on a routine inspection. Thank God they have routine inspections at this place.
Yeah, because you don't think that there's going to be explosive paste.
No, you think that there's going to be, maybe some hippie protesters smoking dope.
Yeah, or maybe some scandalous scientists just disrobing.
Or maybe Paul McCartney with a couple of his one-legged friends.
Yeah, just causing a
hopping
ruckus.
around, ripping down doors.
Never paste.
Never paste. But now they have explosive paste, and it's a big concern. Next topic.
No, but not too much of a concern because
Not enough.
Because there was no detonator. So
That's
it's
right.
not
But
really a concern.
so it's a think that will kill you, though. I
But-
think we can agree with that.
Unless not if it doesn't detonate, because then it
You
doesn't.
need accelerant.
Yes, you need accelerant for
Well,
it
it'll
to
slowly
detonate.
kill you because you get radiation sickness.
Well,
Well,
not
no,
from
not
the
with-
explosive
and the
paste.
paste
It's
has to
not
go
radioactive
off.
paste.
It's explosive
it's,
paste outside of a nuclear power plant.
Exactly.
One of the things that will kill you in the right
Yeah,
circumstances.
You know
Keep
what'll
up
kill
with
you?
the story.
Water. Water will kill you.
Water will kill you. What
and
else? What else
not
will
having
kill you?
water
Almost
will
has.
kill you also. Both ways.
Deprivation and oversaturation of water.
Water is the most deadly substance on Earth.
And it kind of looks like we're sitting waist deep in it right now.
Yeah.
On the plains of a distant land.
Feels like
That's
we
it.
are.
Space travel without the proper supplies will kill you.
That's a fact.
You agree?
That's what she said.
Okay.
Oh.
So.
Michael
things-
Scott here.
Things that will kill you. What else? What else we got on the list?
Cliched expressions will
Yeah.
kill you. Because the person you say it to will hammer you to death.
that is a likely
Forgetting that
thing.
a bridge is out and trying to drive over it.
Mutant bird flu will kill you.
Oh yeah, the H5N1. There was a document that was just recently released by the National Institute of Institutes of Health. Apparently,
National Institute of Health.
No, it's institutes. I guarantee you. I guarantee you, it's plural.
All right.
I guarantee you.
Okay.
I promise.
Fine.
Okay. But so we got this institute. We got this
National.
national. Maybe it's not national.
No, it is.
Is it
Okay,
international?
I wrote it down.
Okay, perfect. National Institutes of Health.
Topic! Question mark? Exclamation point?
But the thing about this is that there's this document that they discovered that virus can pretty much become airborne in about 5
mutations is all it takes from the original
and that
virus.
is not too many.
No, and actually they have done research on how to manipulate it to be airborne. Although the National Institutes of Health were concerned about this information getting out because of the potential for weaponization.
Yeah, there was a big controversy about the release of these, but they were just recently let
Yeah,
out.
I'm scared to death of birds as it is because of the Alfred Hitchcock film, The Birds.
And I'm scared of them because they used to be dinosaurs.
Yeah, they used to be velociraptors.
And we can someday bring them back.
With frogs.
Actually, with just chicken eggs, we can probably...
It feels like a big stretch. I really regret bringing up dinosaurs now.
Now we're all waist deep in Jurassic Park references.
All right, well, we only have a few more minutes, so I guess we're
Yeah,
going to wrap
5
up.
minutes.
Next week, we're going to have a very special guest in studio.
Who?
Can't reveal it.
Is it a musician or
You
some
better
silly
tell us.
person?
It's a silly person. It's not a musician. And in 2 weeks, we're probably going to have... We might have 4 special guests next week.
Are you going to tell us who it is?
You're going to tell us?
You guys will find out after we get off air.
All right, that's cool. Because I was going to start beating you to death.
Yeah, there's going to be a hammering.
Yeah.
Well...
And that is the biggest thing that will kill Joe, will be us at the end of the show.
Yep, big hammer.
That's going to be a question. Does Joe survive the after
Will
show
Joe make it
ruckus?
next week? Will we be talking with the silly person guest that he's described?
Yeah. Will this guest replace Joe's?
Who is going to be the guest?
Carcass?
I don't know. You'll
Will the
find
guests
out.
be sitting here the whole time, or are they going to sloop in?
We're really building. There's like 4 minutes left, and we're really,
We're really just
building up
wrapping
a momentum that's going
All
to
right,
go nowhere.
Let's just say that the guest is nonsense. You know what? Let's
Yeah.
No,
close.
there's a real guest coming in next week.
There's a real guest?
Yeah. I'm not joking. I'm serious. There's a guest coming next week. Possibly 2. At some point, we'll have the Medallion of the Clay come in. We're going to play their music video next week. So even if they don't come in, you will hear their music video. You will hear their music.
Wait, get out of town. You just spoiled the guest.
No, that is not the guest. I am revealing this to you because I'm not going to reveal you to the guest. But that's a possible guest that we've been working on all season long, and we will have them.
That's all. All right, so we could slip in a topic I like to call baby pain gels.
Oh, yeah. This was a very, very short topic.
You know, when your baby is hurting real bad from growing pains or from just, baby injuries.
Oh, the thing was benzocaine. That was it.
That's what it is.
Down?
Yeah, no, I wrote down the details. But I'm just saying, your baby's hurting. This is the picture I'm painting.
Okay.
You got a sore baby. You think, what am I going to do? Am I going to rub some whiskey on its face and its gums? No, you're going to get gels. You're going to get gels that are for pain fighting. You're going to rub it in your baby. And you know what? It's got way too much benzocaine, which is some kind of awful chemical, and it causes rare and fatal conditions in babies. So listen up, Wallingford. If you got babies and they're hurting, take a traditional route. Get some herbs, some spices,
some whiskey,
rub some whiskey,
rub
herbs,
herbs,
and spices
yeah.
on your child.
Get your baby just cooking.
At any proper.
Get a nice glaze on that baby, but
Yeah.
don't get pain gels. Don't get chemicals that your baby doesn't need.
Yeah, your baby doesn't need gels.
Your baby is fine without gels.
Your baby's doing
All
fine.
right, and I'm gonna give you one more clue about the guest next week.
Okay.
It is not Amanda Bynes.
Amanda Bynes, I've been trying to
What a
get.
clue.
No, he's coming.
What
He's
a
going to come and
clue.
shout about Amanda Bynes to us. The producer
What a
is
clue.
hopped up on this woman that I hate.
Say it.
Don't say
Say
a thing. Your face says it all. You
Get
love
out of your
Amanda Bynes.
system. Come on.
All right, I got
Say it.
another thing
Bust
that'll
it
kill
out.
you.
We're running out of time.
I got a quick thing that'll kill you, but over a long period of time taking it. Calcium supplements. If you need calcium in your system, you need to just drink some milk, have some regular low-fat milk, regular dairy products. Calcium supplements will cause a heart attack because it injects your body with way too much calcium. Cut it out. You're going to be dead.
These are all the things that'll kill you.
So much will kill you.
Out.
Slip it in.
Cut it out.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not sure
no.
if the calcium, the supplements don't give you.
All right, well,
increase the risk.
Thanks everybody for calling in tonight. Thank you,
gonna get
Andrew.
some
Thank you,
calcium
Dave from
supplements.
Wallingford. Next week, special guest.
I'm
Next
gonna
week,
rub-
music
rub you
video.
up.
It's going to be
I'm
awesome.
gonna put
Hopefully,
yeah.
we'll have Medallion of the Clay very soon. Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Love you. Thanks for calling in.
Bye, guys.